Welcome to the Outdoor Home Stay at Home Cooking Show, and tonight we are staying at home at a vacation home. Back in January, we booked a vacation in Gulf Shores, Alabama, and we thought that no vacation would be complete without bringing the eggs. So we grabbed a buddy with a truck, we loaded up the egg, and we brought it down here. And tonight we're going to do fresh grouper, fresh caught yesterday, right out of the Gulf Ocean here. And we're going to pair that with some mushrooms, peppers, lemon asparagus, and we're going to top it with some cilantro and a nice pineapple pepper salsa. So we have the egg here uh, from Outdoor Home. This is the very first cook we have completed on the egg, and we've got it up to 500 degrees indirect. This is a little bit of a non-standard setup for the egg, or at least what not a lot of people do normally. And we got it up really hot, and then we put the expander system in here with the convector legs down. It took about 20 minutes to get to this temperature. We threw a handful of pecan chunks in here, and what we want here is a really fast cook. So these grouper fillets are about an inch thick, and they're gonna grill really quickly, and that's why we want that at 500 degrees, because we don't want to dry them out because they're thin. And the stainless steel grates is what we've chosen to put on here. We're going to cook the asparagus. Go ahead and put this on top in the big green egg Dutch oven top. That's the Dutch oven that comes with a bottom and a top section, and we've actually put just the top section here with some pineapple and some garlic and some lemon on top. And then we're just going to lay these fillets. Grab my tongs here. Right across the grates. My cameraman can follow me here. My buddy with the truck. We're going to keep them out of the flame as much as possible. And we didn't test this before, so we're going to see how many of these we can fit on at a time. We may have to do 2 sessions of this. Beautiful evening out here in Gulf Shores, Alabama. We are responsibly socially distancing while we do this. And I've got kind of a custom blend of um, uh, seasonings going on here. Got some thyme, some garlic, onion powder, paprika, a little bit of cayenne, and a little bit of red pepper on top. And what we're going to do over here, while this finishes up, brand new egg with a tight seal, is that we're going to go and in a cast iron pan, I've mixed up some herb butter here. We're going to throw in some mushrooms. We're going to cook a little extra for the next few days while we're out here beaching it up. Restaurants aren't open, so we're going to cook even better than the restaurants on our own back deck. This is the Big Green Egg Mini Max. This is my grandma's 14-inch cast iron pan she gave me, and I brought it all the way down here to Alabama. Dump in a mix of red and green onions. And this is just easy peasy. All we're trying to do is get a kind of a hot and fast cook on these mushrooms. But let me show you a little trick. Kind of coating them in that butter. I'm going to make a little hole in the center here. And go over here to my garlic. Don't want to fall in the pool. Make a little pat of butter in there. I'm going to throw the garlic in the center. So the garlic sautés on its own. And then put the mushrooms on top of it. Got that back in there. And now for about, 3 or 4 minutes, we're going to let that brown up. It's pretty hot. We got this going direct. Underneath this, I don't have any of the convector stuff. I just have the firebox going direct heat in the cast iron pan, good old-fashioned campfire style. And towards the end, I like crispy peppers. We're going to throw these in. on top of it. Let's check in on our fish over here. Lots of good smells going on here. Now fish is something you don't have to overthink. It's pretty much just season and go. The reason we're doing this indirect is because a direct flame on fish makes it really flaky really quick. A grouper, as far as consistency and tenderness, is very forgiving as compared to maybe like salmon or um, maybe flounder or something that's really flaky. Grouper's got a little bit thicker consistency to it, and we're just getting a nice, hot, fast but indirect cook on it. And the expander here lets us kind of double the size of our grill. It's a little new; it's not broken yet. Not as slick as normal. So, for all intents and purposes, this is a really hot oven. But we've got the advantage of convection because the heat is going around the food, so it's not direct, it's not drying it out. And we have also the advantage of the wood smoke flavor, and we have the advantage of having fun while we're cooking outside. Who wants to cook in an oven on a day like today? So at the end, we're going to squeeze some lime over the top of it, put some of that pineapple pepper sauce on it, and then we'll finish up our asparagus and mushrooms with a little pepper on top. And while that's all cooking, we're going to go inside and prepare the salsa, and we'll see you guys in just a minute. Okay, so our mushrooms are nice and softened here after 4 or 5 minutes in. We're going to go ahead and throw our peppers right there. And no trick to it. All you want to do is make sure nothing's getting scorched. That butter is getting nice and hot right now. Probably no need to add any extra butter, but we've got a little extra here just in case we need it. And we're going to close the lid. Now, normally, if I wasn't sentimental about this cast iron pan, I'd probably use the handleless Big Green Egg 14-inch cast iron skillet. It fits right in there and you can close the lid. But it's really no harm, no foul tonight because we're just cooking open flame. All that matters is heat, not necessarily indirect or direct. So we're going to let that cook. And the fish over here is still cooking. And we're going to finish that pineapple salsa up and we'll be right back. All right, so we've mixed up our pineapple and pepper salsa. What we've got in here is about 3 cups of pineapple with about 2 cups of finely chopped red and green peppers, maybe a couple handfuls of cilantro chopped up and thrown in there. And I'm calling this a shandy glazed pineapple salsa because we put some Kugel's summer shandy in there, totally made up. We tasted it earlier. I think it's pretty good. I think it's going to go over pretty well. A little pepper, a little cayenne, some sweet with some tanginess. I threw in a couple capfuls of apple cider vinegar just to mix up a nice little salsa here. And what we're going to do at the end is put this over the top of the grouper. Speaking of the grouper, we're doing pretty good over here. What we're looking for is around 140, 150 degrees, what I would consider safe. We're going to give them one more flip. Uh-oh. That's a free sample. We're going to call that a free sample. Set that right there. No harm, no foul. As fish heats up, it gets a little more flaky. No problem. We cooked extra anyway. One more flip on all those. And you can see here, we're not really getting any burn marks or grill marks. We use the stainless steel grates on purpose to make a nice clean grill. The seasoning we have here is ultra flavoring, and it's very, very juicy because we have the direct cooking going on. So while that finishes up totally, I've got my thermometer here. We're going to check it here in just 1 second. While that finishes up, let's go over here and check on our peppers and our mushrooms. And they are just cooking up beautifully. Got a little caramelization going on the onions that we put in. That is going to make for some nice color on the plate. And these are, in my world, these are just good enough to take off. I don't want to overcook the peppers. The mushrooms are very forgiving with heat. But peppers, you never want them to get too soggy. So I think they're just at the perfect rate here. And I'm going to go ahead and pull them off. Let's see here. I got my fancy oven mitt. Now, when you're traveling, you don't always get to keep your best stuff around. And you don't always have your setup. So we're just going to do this old-fashioned thing right here on the deck and set those there so they don't overcook. And it's about time to take the fish off as well. We got kids hanging around here. We got life jackets. We got lawn chairs. There's nothing fancy about this. We're vacation living, beach life. Go ahead and throw these down. Let them cool down a little bit. Then we'll go inside and plate it and send you guys a final picture of what's going on. In the comments here, we will also post the recipe for, I say recipe, it was absolutely done on the fly, but we'll post the method, best we can remember it, for the salsa, and best we can remember it for the fish seasoning, and some final pictures of the meal. But while you're considering all this, remember, no matter what you're doing during the post-COVID or still COVID times, we are delivering. We are doing in-store visits. We are also doing live demonstrations on Facebook for furniture, everything you need to make your outdoor experience awesome. And if you haven't done that yet, like our Facebook page. We're going live these days at 7 o'clock on Thursday nights. And you can watch me play tongs. Maybe we'll get it more perfect on the second side. But there you have it. Fresh grilled, fresh caught grouper with sauteed mushrooms and peppers and some asparagus that we'll finish up here in just a second. We're just waiting for it to soften a little bit. All on the Big Green Egg, all outdoors. The outdoor home, stay at home, live cooking experience. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll talk to you guys real soon.